Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and we're back with another episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest IV. Now, in this episode, since we have the Feverfew root in our possession, we will go back to Mentos. Mentos, the Freshmaker. Okay, I just had to make that joke once. I won't make that joke again. And we will head up here and... Oh, Elena beat us back. I don't believe you people. You have Feverfew root. I went to a place, but I could not find nothing. I abandoned my hopes. But now I am so much happy. Hurry, you must give Feverfew root to Kiryl. Alright, so who's got the Feverfew root? Tortico has the Feverfew root. Oh, that doesn't work. What the heck? Maybe the hero has to use it. Lyra mashes up the Feverfew root and feeds it to Kiryl. The color comes back to Kiryl's cheeks almost instantaneously, and he suddenly recovers. Why is it always the guy in green that gets sick? Oh, Tsarevna Alina, you are here. Thanks to the goddess, you are awakened again. I am so very much ashamed. My duty, it was for protecting you, but... Never mind anymore, Kiryl. Oh wait, that's Alina talking. Never mind anymore, Kiryl. We must continue our voyage and locate Tsaro the Manslayer. What? Get a little Metal Gear zing. What are you saying? Oh, you are also searching the Tsaro the Manslayer. It appears the village Lyra is living in previously suffered attack by the Tsaro. Perhaps it would be wise if... I have an idea. We must travel together. The more people we are, the merrier we are. Alina and Kiryl join the party. I like how Alina cut off Kiryl and stole his idea right there. Alina, you're so awesome. Your new team members' possessions are placed in the bag. They hurry outside and wait in the wagon. Right. So let's go up here and... Oh, what's this? Wait a minute. I know I shouldn't have been listening in, but I'm afraid I couldn't help myself. It sounds like we have the heroine who will save the world among us, the great Lyra. That chap who was staying here before, Ragnar McRyan, said something about how he was looking for a heroine. My memory serves me correctly, he was off to the Palaise de Leon, way over in the Bishio to the west. Well, that gives us our next destination. Oh hey, it's Hank Hoffman Jr. I've already been left in charge here, you know. There ain't no stopping me now. Y'all have a safe trip now, you hear? Alright, looks like he's achieving his dream. Alright, so first thing we are going to do is change our lineup. Gonna get our hero, the awesomeness that is Alina. I actually like to use Kiryl and Boria as well. And this is pretty much going to be my party throughout the entire game. There are key points where I'll switch out for another character, but this is pretty much how I'll roll. Before we actually head over to Palaise de Leon, we're going to do a slight bit of sequence breaking for a very important reason, which involves sailing to a town over here. It's not really sequence breaking. I mean, you got the boat, so you can actually come here, but you're not really supposed to come here yet. Alright, we got new enemies, glugworms. And they're kind of tough just because, you know, I'm not really supposed to be in this area in the water, so They're kind of tougher enemies than I should be facing right here. I mean, individually they're kind of weak, but I mean, come on, there's 6 of them. Well, they're pretty defensive, I can say that much. I'm hoping this crackle actually hits several of them. Alright, that'll make things a lot easier. So I really like to use Alina. She's really strong, and between your 3 physical attackers, she is the strongest. Well, she's the naturally strongest, and she is the fastest by far. Torneko is mid-range, and he's the weakest. But, he also depends pretty heavily on his equipment. And Ragnar McRyan, he is the slowest party member you will get in the entire game. But he's entirely dependent on his equipment. If you can afford the best equipment, he'll actually be more powerful than Alina for most of the game. But if you can't, then Alina is definitely the better option of the 3. As I said, Torneko is not very reliable to use as a frontline attacker like this, and Alina is ridiculously cheap to maintain. Alright, Torneko reached level 11. Alright, Mina reached level 15. Now that's not to say Torneko is worthless. I mean, Torneko certainly is useful. I can't remember exactly where this town is. I think it's a little further up. A bloody blade. I think that's a new enemy, and it might actually end up killing me. 'Cause I am not supposed to be here yet. I think I'm going to cut out the remainder of this fight. Unless it ends pretty quick. Oh, no, never mind. Alright, Lyra reached level 14. Nice. Learned evac. Nice. I guess before I move I should heal up. Yeah, if you find yourself overwhelmed by enemies, you actually now have access to pretty much the best spot for grinding until the very end of the game. You've actually had access to it since you had the boat. But anyways, this is where we want to go. You don't actually have to come here until much, much later in the game. And I'm not going to bother talking to anyone because of that fact. I'm just here to buy equipment. Let's see. The Dream Blade is actually the only reason that you need to come here now. But if you can afford it, certainly buy other stuff for your characters. But the Dream Blade is what we're here for. And I don't have my money on hand, so I guess I will cut. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll cut until I get my money out and buy everything. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And we are back. Now, I went ahead and upgraded to the best I could, which was an Iron Mask and Dragon Mail for the heroine. I got Falcon Knife earrings for Alina, which actually is slightly less powerful attack-wise than the Iron Claw, but she attacks twice, so that makes up for it. I hung on to the Iron Claw in case I run into enemies with high defense, in which case it would probably be better to use Iron Claw on them. For Kiryl, I just gave him a magic vestment and an iron helmet. For Boria, I gave him the Robe of Serenity I was holding on to. I didn't get anything for Torneko. And I got a magic vestment for Mina. And I didn't get anything for Maya. I also got a golden tiara from Mentos for Alina. And in my bag I have a Dragon's Bane for my heroine, which is stronger than the Dream Blade. But I got the Dream Blade for a very specific reason, which will be made apparent before long. I actually probably ought to go ahead and equip the Dragon's Bane for now, though. Anyways, it's probably quicker to get to Havre Leon or Palaise de Leon by boat from Endor. So that's which way we are heading. There's Havre de Leon. I guess we'll stop there just to get the zoom location, if there is one. I can't remember which towns actually have a zoom location and which ones don't. And there's the Palaise de Leon. This is the great Palaise de Leon. We have just caught a wandering knight trying to sneak inside the castle. The Marquis is going to interrogate him personally. Once the Marquis has sealed his fate, there is nothing anyone can do. It will not be long for this life now. Looks like the doors are locked, and since Ujam is dead, we can't exactly rely on him to open the doors for us. Hello, my name's Healy. I'm a globetrotter too. Healy? But you're a human. I thought Healy was a heel slime. Can't you do something to help my friend Ragnar? They've taken him away inside the castle. If only I had that magic key, I could squeeze my way inside and save him. Yes, an old goof friend of mine told me all about the magic key. She lives underground in Abu du Monde. Alright, I guess we better go see his old flame in Abu du Monde. So we will head to Abu du Monde. Buffalo Wing! See, now that's the thing about those falcon knife earrings. They can attack twice. You got to see it in action there. I normally don't use them, and if you're strapped for money, the only thing that you should really be concerned about getting there is the crap, mind blank. The only thing you should be concerned about getting if you're strapped for money is the Dream Blade, because that is very important. Don't be mean to me. I'm not a bad slime, you know. I promise, Slurp. See, I'll even tell you something. This wasn't Mr. Mahabala's only laboratory. He had another super squishy one. It was in the cave to the west. The magic key's there, Goo. It'll be useful to you. Well, thank you for this information. Alright, now one thing to note about this town before I leave is that if you need to stay in the inn, make sure that Mina or Maya is in your party. Everybody will be refreshed, but if you have Mina or Maya in your party, you will get to stay for free. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode here, so if you like my video, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell your friends about it, and I will see you guys later.